Sustainable Development Week workshops continue for a third day consisting of expanded national dialogue focusing on development partners from all sectors in the state of Kuwait.
Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Planning and Development, Dr. Khalid Mehdi, affirms the workshop's important role in serving the second report that measures progress made in sustainable development goals. More with Saad Al-Azmi.
The Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Planning and Development, Dr. Khalid Mehdi, affirmed that the Sustainable Development Week workshops are nothing but an expanded national dialogue that focuses on development partners from all sectors in Kuwait, noting that they also serve the second report of Kuwait in measuring progress made in the Sustainable Development Goals, which will be launched in July 2023.
The Sustainable Development Week was initiated and launched by the General Secretariat of the Supreme Council of Planning and Development in order to connect with our development partners. We are moving toward drafting the second voluntary national report for Kuwait in 2023. This will be presented in the United Nations High Political Forum.
Dr. Mehdi said during the first workshop for government agencies that the first voluntary report in 2019 was presented to 150 countries and contained Kuwait's efforts in this field and received positive reactions, explaining that it was characterized by impartiality and balance.
In 2023, Kuwait will be one of the 41 countries who will be presenting a voluntary national reporting on SDGs. And next year will be a very strategic year because it's a midpoint to achieve SDGs. And there will be SDG Summit in September to be followed by political declaration.
Meanwhile, the director of the National Observatory for Sustainable Development and Future Foresight, Iqbal Al-Talehi, said that the Supreme Council for Planning and Development invited all state agencies who have reports in the field of sustainable development to submit them to the National Steering Committee for the implementation of the 2030 Agenda for the Sustainable Development Goals.
The Women's Social and Cultural Society has always been in the forefront in implementing SDG 5. SDG 5 is Sustainable Development Goal 5, which is on women's empowerment. They have always held events to talk about women's social empowerment, defending or eliminating violence against women, which on Friday is the International Day for Eliminating Violence Against Women around the world.
It is worth noting that the Week of Sustainable Development extends from November 20th to 24th and witnesses the holding of series of workshops with all parties and partners in development. The workshops also serve Kuwait's second report with measuring the Sustainable Development Goals, which will be launched in 2023. From Women's Social Society, this is Saad Al-Azmi reporting to Kuwait English News.